Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. My name is Promise Odera Ono. Uh, it's been a while I made a video, but today I was listening to Geoffrey Zona on Politics Today channels, and I noticed that the four tax reform bills have now passed uh, the readings in the Senate and before the president to sign it into law. And that made me happy. Why does that bill make me happy? It is one singular legislation, that will change the course of things in Nigeria. Because we know that Nigerians are corrupt people by default. Not just the politicians, but everybody. From the EFCC, INEC, judiciary, everyone there is corrupt. The common man on the street, we understand what bribery is. We understand what doing on the table deals are. So, it's good that on top of what Buhari did, which is having one single, federated account, now we are going to have one federated inland revenue system, for transparency and the use of technology, in paying, money into government purse and all the revenues. This will help massively to curb the corruption in all the ministries and parastatals where the ogas shop the big bribes and the monies and declare whatever they like to the central. Because the best person to actually be a security is a criminal. If you give guns to armed robbers and tell them to secure a place, trust me, that place will be more secure. So I like that this is coming from APC and coming from the Tinubu cohort. Let them have something of legacy that they can say, okay, this is what we achieved while we were in office. And I commend Tinubu for a few things: the local government autonomy and this tax reform. Let's see if the whole North versus South tension has died down, and this will not cause any more problems. And then thankfully we applaud Taiwo, Oyedele, who is the forebearer of this reform and this bill, and all the other guys that work with him, the bright minds that work with him, even the guy that I think they said is the head of tax for KPMG in Africa. He's a Nigerian. And you just have very resourceful, very intelligent people. He was on the show with Geoffrey today speaking about the importance of this bill and the importance of having technology, to help us in curbing corruption. So well done to Jagaban, to Tinubu, to APC on that one. It's commendable. I'm happy to see that into fruition. So amongst other things that are going on in the country, I see most of these other things as distractions. The whole VDM arrest, I see them as distractions, and eventually they'll probably release him and everything. But one thing I always advised VDM when the whole Nedu saga was going on is, we're all on one side. It's us versus them. And we must understand that. Not to fight everybody, but to understand those you are fighting with, your comrades. No, you're not the only one that likes Nigeria. VDM is out there, he's putting himself out there. He started by doing his single protesting in Abuja. But he must understand that you pick your battles. You don't just fight for the sake of, I have power, I can fight, and then you go to the market and you start fighting everybody. You're a young man, you need to act wisely. One of the problems that somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has today is that he was fighting almost everybody. He will fight Yoruba, he will fight Hausa, he will fight fellow Igbos, calling people Kula Hausa, fighting whoever. So at the end of the day, when you get into trouble, people won't stick their neck out for you, tribe or not, So learn how to be more objective, constructive, and understand who are doing things side by side. They have no reason attacking people like B. Lord, Obi Kubana, Iyabojo, Okulora. Now today, there's no Honest Bunch podcast, all thanks to VDM. Attacking Mr. Chinwo, all these people did nothing to you. Go for the governor, Attack the public office holders, leave private individuals alone. But yeah, I understand he's doing his bait in recovery money for people who have been duped. But you have to be careful. You are not part of the system. You're not an institution. I know a lot of people love VDM, the whole rattlesnake people, but we have to be very careful. And when you want to be a public person, the way you address, your mannerism, and all of that, you can learn the hard way. Those are not, you're not going to influence positively, the youth. People will just see their madness in you and they will love you for that. So now people who are even saying free VDM, people who are making posts are now doing it carefully because they don't want to offend the many people he has offended. They don't want to inherit the enemies. And that's what happens when a young man starts fighting in the market. You have to be very, very careful. Choose your battles carefully. So that's that on that, Another thing I want to appreciate Tinubu is his effort in going to the Southeast. You can see the chess game he's playing, trying to win a lot of souls in the East, in the South, against 2027. Just this January was in Enugu to commission some projects for. We know it's not easy to get the president to come to your state as a governor. Abia State governor said the other day it's close to him. So he doesn't care whether you are in his party or not. He will give you access to himself, right? So for that, I'll say Tinubu is trying. Today now he's in Anambra State. So he's in Anambra State to commission some works as well. So I think he's opening his hands for other parties to sort of work with him, and I think it's commendable. We saw that during Buhari's tenure, he said he's for the 10% and not for the he was for the 90% and not for the 10%, and what do you call it, dot in a circle statements. Those are divisive statements. Buhari divided Nigeria so much, even though Tinubu is more or less doing the same in terms of appointment, but at least he's working with governors, whether you are in his party or not, and that's winning him more people into the party. And of course, we know there are forgiveness of sins and stuff like that. So it's good to be objective, commend people when they need commendations, and at the same time, it's good to call them out when they're doing something wrong. So I think, the whole tax bill, I hope that putting things in technology, will be for the good intention and the good motives. Because sometimes when they use technology, of course, remember Alpha Beta in Lagos and even the toll gate and stuff, if they put one algorithm there to say for every tax, let's say every 1,000 naira, let's say give 1 naira to, you know what I mean, that could be a huge amount of money being diverted. Technology also can be weaponized. And, there have been rumors that, when Obasanjo brought, phone networks to Nigeria, that he's making a lot of money from all the recharge card sales and stuff like that. So technology also is another dodgy way of making, huge money. But I just hope it will be transparent enough, talking about the system, so that Nigerians can have Nigeria can have revenue of themselves. They don't have to be dependent on aids. Just a few days ago, the UK as well and some of the West, they came to Sokoto and gave aid, or sorry, grants to Sokoto state as well. So sometimes I wonder, can we not survive without all these aids? Because that's how they get into us. Look at Burkina Faso going to Putin's celebration the other day. You know, we're where we are because we are always collecting stipends from people that, so much doesn't want us to be free and do things of our own. But anyway, that's another topic. Then lastly, Senator Ojo Okalo said we should lie about Nigeria, that we should tell the world how beautiful Nigeria is. So this is my take. Hello world. I come from Nigeria. It's a beautiful place. It's a wonderful place. Nigeria is amazing. We have the best food in the world. We have the best police in the world. Our police are well behaved, well dressed. I mean, when they see you, they don't accost you unnecessarily. They profile you with their technology. Make sure they have a lead. They use intelligence. To sort of do their arrest or their security services. Their cars are always neat. Well installed with technology. They never collect bribes. On the streets of Lagos, on the streets of Nigeria, on Abuja, in the east, everywhere, there's security, there's seniority. We have the most beautiful, educated populace. Our politicians are very, 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 very reliable people, extremely intelligent. Nigerians are one of the most, in fact, the most intelligent people in the world. Just like Akon said, in the diverse fields in the world, we have the best doctors in the world. Just need to go and have a look at our hospitals. Our hospitals are world class. People are coming into flowing into Nigeria, in their droves for medical tourism. We have the best, armed forces. We even go on peacekeeping mission in Africa, in different places. We even fought for the, for the colonial masters in World War II. We have, the best, football team. Talk about our players. They are doing so well, abroad, in the West, in the East, all over the world. We give the whole world, the best footballers. We have the likes of the JJs, the Kanwankos, a whole lot of them. They had the best experience playing in Nigeria. Nigeria is such a, divinely blessed country. Our mineral resources are awesome. We refine everything at home. Nigeria is a blessed place, man. If you've never been to Nigeria, you need to come to Nigeria, okay? Nigeria is a place you want to invest because our banking system, everything is wonderful. Once you step to the bank, you do your cashless business. If you want your cash, you get it immediately. All our ATMs are stocked with money. We never run out of money. You don't need to buy your own currency or buy your own money from the banks. Everything is smooth. It's a place you want to be. Just visit Nigeria, watch our Nollywood movies. You can see how fantastic the houses are, our architecture, how beautiful. We don't have any accidents with our buildings. Everything is just fantastic and fascinating. So yeah, it's once you see a Nigerian, we're always proud. We're always proud of where we come from. We're proud of the soil. Anytime we see our politicians abroad, we celebrate them. They have clean records. They don't have any issues abroad. They don't have any court cases or anything that dents their, they have immaculate and clean records, abroad. So, it feels good to be Nigerian. We're so proud, our green and white, we are so glad with the system that we have. Our judiciary is filled up with men and women of great repute, high standards, highly intelligent, highly intellectual people. Our justice system is wonderful. There's no bribery. You can just get bail for free. What can I say? I mean, you just need to come and experience the place. I mean, Nigeria is such a wonderful country, man. You just need to travel from the east to the west. Everything is so fantastic, so fascinating. There is no religious crisis. There is no issues, no killings. You can actually walk 2 a.m. in Nigeria. Everywhere is cool. Everywhere is fine, There's no robbery. These things don't exist. It's one of the most safest places you can be in the world. So I just succeeded in lying for 5 minutes. Sorry, guys. Bye-bye.